All right, Leafs faithful, let's talk about the future, shall we? The offseason is upon us, and while the sting of that playoff exit still lingers, and honestly, how could it not? It's the same story, isn't it? There are crucial decisions looming that will shape this team's destiny. And one of the most talked about, centers around the captain, or should I say, the former captain who still wears the C in our hearts and minds, John Tavares. Forget the hot takes. Forget the noise. There is a compelling, undeniable case to be made for bringing him back. And frankly, if they don't, wouldn't that just be the most Leafs thing ever, letting a proven, productive leader walk, when he clearly still has so much to give? Look, I know the narrative. He's getting older. His contract was too big. He's lost a step. We've heard it all, endlessly debated it. But let's pump the brakes for a second and look at what John Tavares actually did on the ice in 2024-25. Because the reality is he didn't play like a player in decline. He played like a top-tier forward, a vital piece of this team's offense. Let the numbers speak for themselves. In 75 regular season games, John Tavares put up a phenomenal 38 goals and 36 assists for a total of 74 points. 74 points. That's a point-per-game pace, folks. On a team with Austin Matthews, William Nylander, and Mitch Marner, Tavares finished fourth in team scoring. Think about that. Despite all the chatter, all the external pressure, he was still producing at an elite level. And when the playoffs rolled around, where the intensity ramps up and experience truly matters, he chipped in with 7 points, 5 goals, and 2 assists in 13 games. 5 goals in 13 playoff games. Only William Nylander scored more goals for the Leafs in the regular season and playoffs combined. So, the idea that he's not productive anymore, it's simply not supported by the facts of this past season. He was a major offensive contributor, but scoring is only part of the equation, especially for a center. In today's fast-paced, possession-driven NHL, winning faceoffs is absolutely crucial. It dictates possession, it starts power plays on the right foot, it helps you get the puck out of your own zone. And John Tavares? He wasn't just good in the face-off circle, he was elite. He was the Leafs' go-to guy, the one you sent out there when you absolutely had to win the draw. He finished the season with an incredible face-off winning percentage, FO percent, of 58.3%. That wasn't just good for the Leafs. That was one of the best percentages in the entire National Hockey League. And here's a fascinating point often overlooked. His face-off efficiency has actually improved significantly since he joined the Maple Leafs. When he left the Islanders, his final season FO percent was 52.9%. Since arriving in Toronto over the past 4 seasons, his efficiency has consistently remained over 58%. That's not a player resting on his laurels. That's a player who has actively worked to become demonstrably better at a vital skill. He's not just maintaining, he's improving in a key area of the game at this stage of his career. Now, let's talk about the mental side of the game, the stuff that doesn't show up on the score sheet, but is absolutely critical to a team's success. This past season presented John Tavares with some unique challenges, moments that could have easily thrown a lesser player off their game. First, before the season even began, he relinquished the captaincy to Austin Matthews. Look, no matter how you spin it, no matter what was said to the media, that's a difficult conversation, a tough decision. It takes immense professionalism and a genuine commitment to the team's greater good to handle that with the grace and class that Tavares did. He didn't make it a drama. He supported the decision and continued to lead by example. And then, as if that wasn't enough, despite putting up fantastic numbers all season, despite being one of the league's most productive centers, he was left off the roster for Team Canada at the NHL's Four Nations Cup. A snub. A player of his pedigree, his production, his leadership qualities left off the national team roster? Doesn't that just feel like a slap in the face? Like a complete oversight of what he brings to the table? It's the kind of decision that could easily fuel resentment, frustration, or just plain disappointment that impacts a player's focus and performance. But John Tavares? He didn't let it. He didn't allow the captaincy change or the national team snub to derail his season. He channeled any potential frustration into his play, proving his worth on the ice game after game. that level of resilience, that unwavering focus, is invaluable in a locker room. Beyond the stats and the character, Tavares still brings specific high-impact skills that benefit the Leafs. He remains an incredibly effective player on the power play. While Matthew Knies has rightfully earned the net front role and has been fantastic there, Tavares is still deadly from the bumper spot. He tied with William Nylander for the team lead in power play goals with 12, which also tied him for 17th across the entire NHL. He still possesses a quick, accurate shot that can find the back of the net from the slot. His offensive awareness, his ability to anticipate plays, find open ice, and make subtle deflections are still top tier. He's a veteran who understands how to operate with the man advantage, and that's a crucial component of any successful offense. His playmaking abilities haven't vanished either. He still makes smart, effective passes. So, let's talk about the future and what a new contract could look like. The prevailing reports suggest a deal in the range of 3 to 4 years with an average annual value AAV of around $5 million. Now compare that to his previous $11 million AAV contract. A potential cap hit of $5 million for a player who just put up 74 points is an elite faceoff man and a top power play contributor. In today's NHL market, that feels like an absolute bargain, a steal even. This kind of deal makes perfect sense for both John Tavares and the Toronto Maple Leafs. For Tavares, it's a chance to secure his future, continue playing for his hometown team, and take another legitimate run at the Stanley Cup in the city he grew up dreaming of playing for. For the Leafs, it's retaining a core piece of their offense, an elite face-off specialist, a power play weapon, and a respected leader in the room, all at a significantly reduced and manageable cap hit. It's a move that provides stability, proven production, and leadership without crippling their salary cap flexibility moving forward. And what does John Tavares himself say about all this? Just recently, on May 20th, he confirmed that he's had positive conversations with both Leafs GM Brad Treliving and new head coach Craig Berube. He spoke glowingly about Toronto being a fantastic place to play and made it clear that he would love the opportunity to win here. That's not just standard player speak. That's a genuine expression of desire to stay and compete for a championship with his team. He wants to be here, the team seems to want him back, at a reasonable number, and the fit based on his performance is still strong. So, when you put it all together, the consistent high-level production, the elite face-off skills, the unwavering character and resilience, the continued power play effectiveness, and the potential for a team-friendly contract, the decision feels clear. There is absolutely, positively no shame in the Toronto Maple Leafs re-signing John Tavares. In fact, it's arguably the smartest, most logical, and most beneficial move they can make this offseason to keep a vital piece of their core intact and competitive. What do you think, Leafs Nation? Does bringing back John Tavares on a deal around $5 million per year make sense to you? Are you excited about the prospect of him returning? Or do you think it's time to move on? Jump into the comments section below and let me know your take. I'm eager to read your opinions on this crucial off-season decision. This potential re-signing is just one piece of a very busy off-season puzzle for the Leafs. We'll be here covering every angle, every rumor, every potential move as Brad Treliving works to shape this roster for next season. If you want to stay completely locked in and informed on all things Maple Leafs, make sure you hit that like button right now. It's the best way to support the channel and ensure you don't miss any of our exclusive coverage. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and analysis as the Toronto Maple Leafs navigate the summer and prepare for another run at the Cup.